Today I'm here with Allen Dillingham, and Allen is a local musician and had some fame through the years.
I'll go back to the beginning. Started off in Walnut Hills, and then Dad just moved around Lincoln Heights and Woodlawn, around Tri-County. Then I ended up graduating from Princeton High School, and then after graduation went to the Vietnam War. I often tell myself, why did anybody have to go through that? I got a draft notice saying you got 2 weeks to sign up for any branch or you coming into the Army. So I went and signed up for the Navy. And I got in there and the guy says, well, you don't have to go to Vietnam. You and your buddy can go to school. Where did I go when I first got out of boot camp? Vietnam. I started playing in 1959 in school when I joined the school band and marching band. Started off with a clarinet, and then I switched to sax. Around 72, I got an invitation to join the first band. We began playing and we began performing all around, first in the city of Cincinnati, in Kentucky. Then we started going outside of Kentucky to other states. I said, wow, this is good. There was a guy named Wilbert Longmire. As a matter of fact, he became our manager. He's on the Cincinnati Walk of Fame, the guitar player. And he knew people like George Benson and Wes Montgomery and all them. They were his friends. So he called us and said, I want to put a group together. And the first big thing that I did was he brought in a guy named Lonnie Liston Smith. There was a joint on 9th Street, and we got to do a famous thing with him. Myself, and there was a friend of mine, Vincent Calloway, who has now rose to fame, has sold 20 million copies. He played trumpet that night. I played sax, and another friend of ours played sax. And they made us go out on stage one at a time, and that was scary. The crowd, you got thousands and thousands of people looking at you. You better do something.
Right.
And so we went on, and this group sort of disbanded around 1975, and I joined another group in Cincinnati. It was called the Python Band. And the Python Band made a lot of noise around town. We got one guy today, he's writing for Disney, and he built him a house. The bass player, Eric Smitty Smith, he lives in Dominican Republic now. We're close. Another one, our saxophone player, he went and played with B.B. King until B.B. King died. And myself and the drummer, we went to New York City, and there was a famous producer named George Kerr who had produced everybody from Diana Ross to Stevie Wonder. He called me on the phone one day. I want to produce one of my old hit records. And the record was called Hypnotized. And so he produced that record on us, and it got to doing well. We had another big event, King Records, where James Brown was in Cincinnati, and Charles Sperling. He had started managing us, and he brought in guys from Columbia Records, CBS, Bang Bullet Records, to produce us. So we did a showcase right there in Cincinnati, and we passed the showcase. So we were signing a deal with Columbia Records. The drummer and I, we had formed another band where we had started doing gigs in the same room with Tommy Dorsey and his orchestra. The band just traveled around the world. It was, it was just fun but hard work behind it, because what people see on stage is a bunch of musicians smiling, laughing, and having fun. But behind the curtains, it's not like that. It's not like that. You're losing people. Record companies you sell 1 million records, they write you a check for $1.97. But, you love your music and everything. I say half of them are still out there because most of the ones that I perform with are dead now. And they weren't that old. It's just the drugs and all that.
You've experienced, people that have got big names throughout, but you were driving the music too.
Absolutely.
With your sound, your bands, and right there with all of them. And I don't often get a chance to meet somebody that has been part of the sound of a nation for as many years as you have been.
I haven't been in that atmosphere. I think around 2000 was when I started just slowed down and just went into a retirement thing. But from 70 to 90s, 72 to 90 something was just it was just lived, ate, and slept music. Always doing radio, television interviews, going to Oprah Winfrey shows, going to David Letterman shows. In 2015, I had a brain tumor, prostate cancer, and they were about to amputate both my legs. Tell me who intervened in that. Go ahead.
That has to be.
I thought about my music. I laid there, and I was talking to this. My nerves was a guitar player and awesome. And so he walked out of the room. And so I'm laying there, and two people are walking around in my room. One was down where the catheter was, taking care of it. The other was tall with white gloves on and went back to the IVs. Start working on the IVs. I'm like, God, I don't believe in angels. I guess God was saying, well, I'm going to show you. Angels are real. This happened for 1 week solid in a row. Tell me I'm not a believer now.
Mm-hmm.
So God is mighty, and he's the one that's controlled my life since I started playing music and brought me through all those changes. I love my music. I still play and will play until I can't anymore. And just think about the good memories that he gave me.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Alan.
Okay, well, thanks for having me here. I really appreciate
Thank
it.
you. We
I
really
love talking about
appreciate it,
this.
and this has just been a wonderful conversation and so
Yes, it
much
has.
fun.